How do you love someone who you think is unlovable? This is the dilemma Evelyn faces in the film Everything Everywhere All at Once. After all, who is less lovable than the IRS agent threatening to take away everything you have? And yet Evelyn finds a way to say she loves this person and mean it. And the way she's able to do this is through a piano piece by Debussy from 1905. Let me explain. This is how Clair de Lune works in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Clair de Lune.
Clair de Lune is great.
It's the Moonlight by Debussy.
The film Everything Everywhere All at Once lets you know it has Debussy's Clair de Lune on its mind when, just before the climactic moment in the film, Evelyn asks Dierdre,
"Play something for me."
And she plays this. Those are the opening notes of Debussy's piano piece, Clair de Lune, and in a striking detail, Jamie Lee Curtis's toes on the keyboard are actually correct. But this is far from the first time the Clair de Lune melody is heard in the film. In fact, we hear it all throughout the first encounter with Dierdre at the IRS. The important features in this opening melody are the minor third leap down, followed by a stepwise melody going up and back down again. We hear these elements at play in the score. First as a creepy minor third leap down to underline Dierdre's threatening tone, which happens several times. And then we hear the minor third expanded to include the stepwise bit when Dierdre is menacingly approaching. And when she gets more powerful, we hear the famous B section melody of the Clair de Lune. So Clair de Lune and Dierdre are inextricably linked in the film, and it turns out to be the perfect choice. But why? Well, because of the way multiverse technology works, the only way Evelyn can acquire the power to defeat Dierdre is by doing something really unlikely, which in this case means she has to.
You're gonna have to profess your love to Dierdre. Oh, wait.
What this means is that Evelyn
I love you.
has to genuinely tell Dierdre, the mean IRS agent who even calls herself unlovable, that she loves her. That's right, Evelyn has to figure out how to love this person she previously found unlovable. And yet somehow she does, allowing her to acquire the skills to fight back. And the reason Evelyn is able to love Dierdre is because in another parallel universe, Evelyn and Dierdre are actually lovers. Sure, they also have hot dog fingers, but more importantly, they're lovers. And so when Evelyn is told to love this person, she manages to traverse the cracks in the multiverse to access a love for this person that she didn't think was previously possible. It's in this hot dog finger reality that Dierdre plays the Clair de Lune for Evelyn. This is why when Evelyn finally says "I love you" and means it, we hear those opening notes of the Clair de Lune play. Which is even more appropriate as Evelyn uses her skills to hit Dierdre's leg, the same limb which Dierdre was using to play the Clair de Lune. But aside from the opening notes, the theme from Clair de Lune that truly represents Evelyn's love of Dierdre is this phrase that comes about a minute into the piano piece. Now we actually hear this part of the piano piece when Dierdre is attacking Waymond, as he blocks the attack from her leg once again. Now to understand what that piano theme means, first we should look at what Debussy was basing it on. Debussy based his Clair de Lune on a poem by Paul Verlaine, which contains the line, "While singing in a minor key of triumphant love and luck, disbelieving its own song." A line that mirrors how Evelyn must sing of her love for Dierdre despite disbelieving in this song of love. And indeed, just as the poem says, Debussy scores that poetic line with a minor chord, E flat minor, consisting of a low bass E flat, the lowest note in the entire piece, and pulsating thirds above on every beat. And though Debussy didn't put Verlaine's lyrics directly into this solo piano piece, I'm pretty confident that this is where those words would have gone, because Debussy actually did compose another version of the song using Verlaine's Clair de Lune poem that includes the lyrics sung. And Debussy underscores the words while singing in a minor key, again with the same minor chord, E flat minor, that also has the same pulsating thirds. But the E flat minor chord is just the accompaniment to this tense melody which plays against the chord, creating the feeling of longing. And just in case it's not clear that this melody is about longing, Sun Lux, the composers of the score for Everything Everywhere All at Once, make it crystal clear, because when they use this melody in the score, they add these lyrics to the melody.
I love you, 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 I love you.
But as viewers, we're not entirely sure why Dierdre's theme would be a love theme until the later confrontation of the film, where Evelyn must defeat Jobu Tupaki's ragtag army, which includes Dierdre. However, rather than using violence, Evelyn is inspired by Waymond to defeat them using kindness instead, which is why it's nicknamed in the score the empathy fight. There's a great video by Pop Culture Detective on how Waymond's kindness works. But I will add that Evelyn's unlikely declaration of love for Dierdre, breaking the cycle of violence, reminds me of this moment from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, where Short Round, played by Ke Huy Quan, is being menaced by a brainwashed Indiana Jones. In order to defeat him, Short Round declares his love for Indy, his surrogate father in the film.
Indy, I love you!
Before snapping Indy out of a trance with the fire and thus restoring his good nature. So it's fitting that Waymond, played also by Ke Huy Quan, would embody this philosophy of kindness. So when Evelyn decides to defeat Dierdre with kindness, her kind act is to love Dierdre, whose name actually means broken-hearted. See, in the hot dog finger parallel universe, Evelyn has rejected Dierdre, who is now feeling unloved in that universe as well. But Evelyn changes all that when she asks Dierdre to stay and play a piano piece, the Clair de Lune, thus breaking the cycle of heartbreak and sorrow and defeating Dierdre with kindness and compassion. And it's at this point that we hear and see the love theme from Debussy's Clair de Lune. Evelyn discovers that no one is unlovable, that we can find things to love in each other despite our differences. You just need to put in the legwork. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. I also want to thank my newest patrons, Andrew Kim and Becca May. See you next time.